Ooh, it's Wednesday, Corey.
Hey, everybody, it's time for Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life Live. We're here for you every hump day, bang, to Friday.
Every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
You messed up the flow.
No, I didn't.
Every Wednesday,
Thursday,
Friday,
11:15 a.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
Awesome.
And we are here with you, here for you to bring you fabulous content. And we have something for you. If you are in the market for a career change, or you're looking to get a new job, or you may have been laid off because of different circumstances, and you're trying to find employment, this is the episode for you. We're talking about don't be hopeless, get hired. So we got
That's one way to put it, right?
That's one way to put it. And we have a special guest today. He is a former human resources hiring manager turned corporate negotiator. So he knows all about how to get that winning star interview, how to seal the deal to make sure you walk out of your interview with a job offer.
Now, we're not going to say hi to him for at least another 5 minutes, but that does not mean this is your time to leave. That means this is your time to figure out if this show is for you. This show is for you if you're somebody that is looking for a job. It may be applying for a job. You may know someone that really wants to get a job. I'm not talking about like just McDonald's. I'm not talking about like the top level CEO. I'm talking about from all of those, any job in between.
So whether you're a teenager looking to get that first part-time job, or whether you're a senior ager,
that's what we call it, old people.
Yeah, senior ager.
Older people.
If you're a senior ager and you're looking to move up the corporate ladder, these are some tips that you're going to be able to walk away with.
Absolutely.
To help to increase your odds of success for getting that job that you're looking for. So this is the episode for you if you fall into either of those categories. But now, is it time for our favorite part of the show?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so that means, guys, we're going to share our sponsors. You know, we have sponsors. We're excited about having sponsors, and every week we thank them.
This podcast is brought to you in part by promotional considerations paid for by the following sponsors.
All right, let me get them in here. Let me make sure you guys can hear them. I always forget to unmute, so ping, unmute. Hey. Our returning champs here, they come back every week. There they are.
Supreme sponsors, David and Christine Brooks.
Thank you, David and Christine Brooks.
Yes.
Supreme sponsor, Black Heights, advancing your career. Check out his YouTube channel.
Thank you, Black Heights, the lead ladder climber.
Supreme sponsor, Dr. Linda Bailey Hayden of Elizabeth City State University.
Bought 99 coffees and decaf ain't one.
Fancy sponsor, Emily Renee.
Thank you, Emily Renee.
You or your company can become a sponsor. Visit blindguyhiswife.com.
Just like that. That's all you have to do, guys. Visit blindguyhiswife.com if you'd like to become a sponsor and be recognized, thanked, and all of those good things.
So it's hump day. It's Wednesday. Let's go. Let's start the show with our real talk with Ntabi intro.
Let's go.
It's another episode of A Blind Guy.
His wife. Oh, we got tech stuff. I need you to talk. Okay. Don't say anything. Don't say anything, Corey. No, you can't, because I'm trying to fix the mic. Oh my goodness, what kind of show? What kind of production?
Struggle streaming.
No. We're not struggle streaming. We're successfully running this show. Blind Guy,
His Wife,
Their Life.
.com.
Now you're struggling.
Now we're struggling. Thank you, guys. I'm Corey, the Blind Guy.
I'm his wife,
and together we're letting you into our life live.
Look, now something else happened. Oh my goodness. The production is falling apart, but we have no choice but to continue, which means, or are you supposed to finish my sentence?
Let's start over.
No, we starting over. We keeping going. That's how we roll.
Blind Guy,
his wife,
Their Life. And we're here to let you into our life live as we introduce you into fabulous guests that we met through our personal and professional journey. You know, guys like K Business Podcast and David Hunt, they say that we are a resource library for self-improvement. So we're answering the call.
Hold on, Corey. I'm going to smile, okay? And while I smile, you just smile. All right, now you can talk.
So, with that being said, we are actually going to be introducing you to people that help you change the narrative of what you think it means to be normal when it comes to your health,
Your business.
and your wealth. Today is no exception
Thanks,
to
Professor Black Ops, cybersecurity for the people. He's talking about we love the struggle.
that. So, definitely, we want to keep that trend going. A fabulous guest that we're going to bring to you today. Today, we're going to bring you Mr. B.
Not yet. We can't even bring Mr. B in yet. Just talk about Mr.
That's
B.
what I was going to do. I know how to do this.
Okay. Because I'm scrambling over here, Corey. Oh, I'm not supposed to admit it. I'm not scrambling, guys. I am in control. This is great. This is awesome. Let's just talk about today's topic.
So today's guest is Mr. B. He is a corporate negotiator. You might also recognize him from the YouTube universe. His wife is Real Talk with Melissa. And he is here today to show you how he's been able to move up the corporate ladder and to do different things by having successful job interviews. He's going to encourage those that say, don't be hopeless if you're out of a job. Get hired.
Get hired.
So
Get what you need.
He's going to be talking about how you can dress for success.
That still didn't work.
He's going to be talking about how you can have a star interview. Then he's going to talk about how you can seal the deal and make sure that you walk away with a job offer. That's what we're talking about today with Mr. B. His man is a man of many talents, former military. He's currently a corporate negotiator with a very, very, very large company. And the only drawback that he has.
Oh, what's that drawback?
Is that he happens to like the Seattle Seahawks. Bum, bum, ba-dum.
Hey, wait, how you gonna do the brother like that?
And he's a little confused because he's in Arizona, so he should be a Cardinals fan.
Okay, so wait. Let's back up a little bit because your team is who?
Not gonna mention that today.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Just checking.
Watch my team. Okay.
Well, G Mama Rose says this is right on time, so I think this is an episode she's ready for. Oh, we got even have Marlon the Thespian King.
Marlon the Thespian King
from Facebook. He's watching.
House.
So I'm not into the comments yet, Corey.
Yeah, don't
just
yeah.
I'm not. We're just talking about today's topics, and what I'm doing right now is just trying to figure out our tech situation because I have to be able to, I need the controls to be working. And right now they don't seem to be. So that's the only, caveat that we have going on here.
But yeah, we definitely gonna have a lot of great information.
So Corey, you talk to the people. I am going to go out and see what happens. All right.
All right. So you guys, if you know anybody that could use this information, go ahead and share this information with them right now so they can jump on. Do what Marion Adepoju says to do. She says, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell someone tell your neighbor. Tell someone at your church or your mosque. Tell somebody that you are in a running club with or any type of organization. Let them know the blind guy, his wife, their life is a resource for them, and that we have something special. They're looking to move from being hopeless to getting hired in this day and age. So we have a great episode for you. Again, remember, this episode, like all of our episodes, are powered by StreamYard and by member support, like by viewers like you. So what that means is if you're out there and you haven't subscribed, make sure that you bum rush the button.
You know what to do, guys. Give this stream a thumbs up. Let everybody know that you appreciate this information, which means they might appreciate it also.
And that means that you can also, as my daughter likes to say, like, share, subscribe, so that you can make sure that you get all the notifications, turn on all notifications so that you know that when we're putting out more content from the Self-Improvement Resource Library.
Hey, this ain't gonna work.
Okay. What's wrong now?
Man, I don't even know. Okay, so let me tell you guys what is happening. So this way you can work through right along with us. Basically, my mouse is not working or something, so I'm just gonna unplug it. I'll plug it back up. When the mic became unplugged, then something else happened, but I'm not sure what. But I think they can hear us because they were responding with stuff like we enjoy the struggle. So that means they were able to hear us. Maybe the mic was not as fantastic as we thought. And so let's see here. I'm going to see if my mouse is working now. Because for those of you that use a finger mouse, I'm not sure how you do it. It bugs me. It just doesn't work. Wally is in here saying the hashtag the rig team. We have G. Albert in here saying time to reboot. You know what? We're going to ignore them. Okay, Corey? We're just going to ignore them. And I just switched to a different mouse. So that's why I went out. And when I came back, it came on, like the light is on, but then it's still not connected for some reason.
Did you get the piece that goes into the
I did switch the piece out. And that was the first thing that I did. So the one thing that I'm thinking is that maybe the port is not working. So let me try this. I'm going to try to type something to you guys in the chat, and that way we can see if the port is working, and you guys can just help us or not. You know, if you're not interested in helping today, we do understand, but there's something going on with these ports, Corey.
Start hashtagging the home team.
Hashtag the home team. That's how you win first place, pony. Guys, this is an interesting day. I think now the light went out on the mouse, Corey. So I don't even know what that means. I'm just going to put another battery into it. Let's bring Mr. B in and say hello to him, all right?
All right, Mr. B, let's bring you in and say good morning.
Yeah. Hey there, Mr. B. How you doing?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know, this morning isn't without its technical problems, right? I don't know what it is, but somebody don't want this thing to go off like it's supposed to.
I'm with you because I know that you were having technical difficulties. Where we even have Aliki Marie Pantis.
Hey, yes. Ali, how are you this morning? Thanks for joining us. So, Mr. B, like I said, you have done a lot in your lifetime. You're a retired military, you're a corporate negotiator for a major company here in the United States, and you also have been in the meantime, in between time of all those things, you're working in hiring as a hiring manager in human resources. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, and I told you there are lots of talents that you have, but I told you that the one pitfall that you have is that you just happen to be a Seattle Seahawks fan. You want to tell them about how that is?
Hey, man, don't talk about my Seahawks. You know, they've been having a rough year, and you know, I think they brought Russell Wilson back a little too early this year. You know, we wanted to go to the playoffs. I don't think it's going to happen, especially after that loss to Chicago that we just had, and it was just terrible. So, Corey, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about what happened in that disaster that happened to my team either. So
I think while you guys are talking about the disaster that happened to your team, I say you guys chit chat a little bit because I don't see people putting in hashtag the home team as much as I see. Say, for example, like David Hunt, he and they are saying that's not how you win first place, pony. You have to pay off the host because it's rigged. But he did put in hashtag the home team. So Corey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to listen to, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going to listen to G. Albert. How you know that's what I was gonna say?
Reboot.
Yeah.
How are you gonna reboot while we're talking?
I'm gonna go get my other laptop. I'm gonna get my other computer.
Okay.
Right. So you guys, if things don't go right, let's blame G. Albert. He suggested this, which means while I'm gone to work on the tech stuff, because guys, I happen to be the wife, the fabulous one here. I also happen to be the tech team. So while I'm out, you guys, you two, you know, you and the corporate negotiator, why don't you chit chat a little bit about dressing for success? Because people really do want to know how to get hired.
That is exactly where we're going to go. And so
y'all notice that? Corey, listen to me. All right, I'll be right back.
So with that being said, so we already know that Seattle is not dressing for any type of success. And I know my team is not dressing for any type of success. And that pretty soon, within 3 weeks, we'll all be sitting around at home watching other teams continue to play. As long as the dreaded Cowboys don't get that, as long as they end up with the Super Bowl trophy that we're going to get, which is nail one, as I like to say, I'll be happy. But
yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, this season has been a complete upset for a lot of people. And I think that for your team, I think, you know, you guys really showed that you have some talent on your team. I think there's some chemistry that needs to be developed on your team, and you'll have a solid team. I mean, I think for the Seahawks, we're just going to have to go back to the drawing board because, you know, the way that folks have been playing this year and the way that, you know, we started out really good this year. We did up until Russell Wilson broke his finger. We had a pretty solid year. I mean, we were starting out 3-0, and then soon as he broke his finger, it went to Geno Smith. And to Geno's credit, he tried his best, but he just can't. Here's the problem with him: he hangs into the pocket way too long, right? He's supposed to be in the pocket like 3 to 4 seconds. He hangs in the pocket way too long. It's just definitely going to take some time for him to develop, which I don't think he has enough time to develop.
And speaking of developing, we definitely got to get to a point because, like I said, we all need to develop as people, and people are looking to develop in this day and age. Some of that means getting a first job, getting a new job.
No, Corey. Don't try to get back to the topic once you hear me in the space, guys. I heard y'all. I know what y'all were doing here. I heard it loud and clear. Don't want to get the commentary back, Corey, on the football player. You want to. I heard the thing about his finger got hurt. Go on, Corey. You want to respond.
Nothing I can say. Like I said, my team is just down in the dumpsters, just like it is right now. We got
Philip Waldo said it. The struggle is over for you, Corey.
We got ravaged by COVID injuries, but like I said, I think the main thing for us is that I think it's starting at the top, which is with the owner and the coach. So we need a new owner, which you're not going to get, and so. I got a feeling that Ron Rivera might have seen his last day in DC this year. So we'll see how it goes. But and I will say this for the Seahawks defense. When you got an offensive line that's used to a quarterback that can move and evade pressure, sometimes the offensive linemen get a little lazy and they don't hold their blocks quite as long as they're accustomed to him being able to escape. So
guess who in there laughing at y'all? I don't know if he's laughing at y'all's team or my struggle. Well, no. It's Ike, Big Ike.
Big Ike in the house.
So I don't know if he's laughing at me, probably because my tech stuff. Oh wait, I left the mouse. Oh no, I didn't.
So with football out of the way, let's go ahead and jump.
Football ain't out of the way. Are y'all really done?
Yeah, I mean we can keep going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Y'all can be done with it. I know you said let's get back to
We're going to hit some of the talking points. You're here today to talk about how people can go from hopeless to higher just by following a few simple steps to get themselves ready to be successful in a job interview. Speaking specifically on interviewing skills, and you've seen the gambit of things from your
So wait, this whole time I was gone, y'all never talked about dressing for success. Y'all was talking about football the whole time.
Yes,
the whole time. Football the whole time.
You made us go back to football.
Oh, so. Okay. All right.
So
tell me anything.
So actually, you've seen the gambit of people coming in for interviews when we're hiring them.
Oh, we got Andale, S. Everybody's in there. Getty, G. Albert. Okay, Pure Ponder, Tasha Oshie Rose. Oh, she would love to be. Okay, I'm just making sure everybody's doing good.
Are they hashtagging the home team?
Yeah, they're also hashtagging the home team. Real Talk with Ntabi. Wally's saying it's rigged, but Melissa Jameson is in there.
All right.
Wait, how you gonna fire me? Look, I need to get hired. Y'all keep talking because Ike says you're fired.
So
can I do a quick with your audience? Can I get a show of hands of how many folks this information will really help you?
Just type of one.
If you're watching this show right now, I want you to get on and I want you to start typing into the chat and say, hey, this I need this information. And then I want you to start putting in there what specifically do you need to know? What specifically will help you in your in your road to success to pick up a job? So go ahead and start typing that in right now. Do it. Do it because wait, that's not my tagline.
Right now, do it.
Awesome. So go ahead, Corey. You were asking him about getting dressed.
Right.
We got a lot of ones in there. Ike says negotiation.
All right. Ike wants to know more about negotiation.
He don't want to know. You know what? Ike is like the master negotiator. He knows that that's what other people need help with.
Ike just goes into the interviews, or he doesn't have to have interviews. He's his own businessman. He's hiring people himself. So.
Yes. So you know what? This is great, Corey. After you ask your question, Pure Pondering is also asking what the candidates need to look for in a good job because she hires folks. People don't want to work. That's one part of her. She has a small medical office. Pure Pondering does, and so she talks about that. Like people don't want to work. How do I get them in here and let them know what they need to look for, what the candidates need to look for in a good job. But ask your question,
And not
Corey.
just and think about it from the standpoint of the questions that you might want to ask this could be today. Think about it from the standpoint, maybe you're already comfortable in securing your position like Big Ike. You might know somebody, a child, or a teenager, or a niece, nephew, cousin, neighbor that's looking to get their first job, or they're getting ready to come out of college and they're looking to land that career position. These are some things that can help them out. And so you might want to, like say, either share this with them right now, but also ask some questions so you can take the information back to them.
Good news, Corey. I have a mouse that's working,
Yay.
but not on this. Oh, you know what? Well, maybe it'll work over there. I'm just going to try to see if I plug it up over there, if it'll just work. And that way we can go into the first place pony after he answers these first few questions.
So, Mr. B, you've seen the gamut of people coming into interviews, and you've probably seen all sorts of highs and lows. But for you, you said it starts for all hiring managers with after you get past the resume and the application, you decide to bring that person in for an interview. When they walk through the door, you look at if they're dressed for success. Can you tell everybody what does that look like to you as a hiring manager? What should they look for? How should they present when they're going into an interview?
Sure thing. So, the interview starts the moment I make eye contact with you. That's when the interview starts. And what the first thing that I'm looking for is confidence. Are you confident? Do you present yourself in a confident way, as though you're walking through the door to the job, getting ready to to smash the day, right? So I'm looking for confidence, but I'm also looking for the way you dress, because a lot of people do show up to interviews not thinking about what job or role you're taking on and how you're supposed to dress. Now, the rule of thumb is this. If you weren't specifically told on what way to dress, sometimes people will tell you in an interview, you can dress business casual, or you have to dress business formal, or whatever the case may be, a full-blown, suit and tie, right? It depends sometimes on the company, but if you aren't given any instructions, the rule of thumb is this: wear the suit and tie. Always put your best foot forward. Don't assume that what you're walking into, it's okay for you to dress down, even though probably your interviewers are dressed down.
So if I'm a teenager that's looking for an after-school job at a local grocery store, I can't just go in there wearing my hoodie and my jeans and do the interview. Or if I'm going to work as a construction worker or for a construction firm, I shouldn't walk in with my bib overalls, my flannel shirt, my hard hat. You're saying I should dress more formal, regardless of the job.
Absolutely, because here's what happens.
Hold on a second. Before you answer that, I will be putting Pure Pondering's question back on there so that you can answer that about these folks going to 7-Eleven or the gas station and McDonald's and how they should dress regardless, as well as her question, because she has a question regarding, you're the person that hires. You're the reason why we have you today, because you're the expert, right? And so that question will be on the screen. We're going to give you the full screen so that way they can hear from you, if that's all right.
No, that's absolutely fine. You want me to answer this question?
You can finish answering Corey's question.
Sure.
About dressing no matter where you're going, as well as Pure Pondering's question, please.
Sure. So you have no idea how many times I've, watched people come into a job interview, and the first thing that I look at is, how are you dressed for this job? It doesn't matter to me what you can bring to this job if you don't even come in with the attitude that I want this position and I want you to know how serious I am about it. So what that means is shirt and tie, suit, okay? And for the ladies, you want to dress business in business attire. Sometimes that means just slacks, a nice shirt and jacket to go with that, with either some nice flat shoes or not too crazy pumps, right? We know what it looks like to dress for success. And a lot of times people say, well, maybe I don't know. Well, here's what you need to know. Don't walk into an interview in jeans, because you'll know how many people do that. And then the other thing is don't wear shorts, right? Put on the profession. Put on the profession, and please avoid at all costs street clothes. That's what I call them. Okay, and you'll be fine. You'll do fine, because when you walk into there, if you dress right, you feel good, you feel right, your confidence will glow from that. And so that's what you want to do. You want to always dress for success. Are there any specific questions about what dress or what not to wear? Or have you ever been on an interview where you maybe got it wrong as far as the dress is concerned, and maybe you think that's the reason why? Just concerning dress for success. We live in a world where folks use their eyes and they see, and if they like what they see, that's probably 50% of the interview right there. So we got to make sure that we're dressing for success. All right, folks. Did they leave me?
We are still here. We're just working through some stuff. That's all.
I got you. I understand.
Yeah, I will say this. When I was doing a job interview one time, I got dressed in the full suit and everything. But from a blind person's perspective, it was funny, but not funny. I got all the way through the day, went to the job interview, came home. When I came home, I found out I had on 2 different shoes. I had on a burgundy dress shoe and a black dress shoe. And, I don't know if anybody noticed that or anything when I went to the interview, but it was really embarrassing to find out when I got home that, oh man, that could have been it. People could have said, okay, not only are you blind, you can't even get your self dressed correctly. We definitely don't want to hire you. So, you can't go in there with a crooked tie or anything like that. So
here's another thing though. Philip Waldo Jr. asked this question. He said, how to update my resumes for today, because the format keeps changing.
Yes.
So, we do have G Mama Grows here saying all information is great. I think, she's basically saying, tell me anything. So here's what we're going to do.
We had Pure Ponder's question up there.
We have her, got her question in. We also heard from Marlon saying, work for hire resumes, as a teaching artist. So that's something he'd like to hear about. So resumes are definitely an interesting thing. So I say we go here. I say, because Over the Top WME, she was like, I don't think you can overdress on an interview. Right. If you guys have ever seen her, she's quite beautiful. She always is pretty impeccable in her appearance. And so Kay says, I did an interview on Zoom. I still wore a suit. K Business Podcast.
K Business Podcast in the house. Guys, don't forget to hashtag the home team.
They did. He said that the people were surprised that he wore a suit. Let's do this. Let's jump right into the first place pony giveaway, because we're rolling. This is going great. The folks are asking, they're answering. Andale Homestead says, I used to do the hiring at a restaurant. We had some show up with bedroom slippers and pajama pants. No way they were getting the job, because like you're saying.
Now, I told Philip not to do that. I told PWJ to stop doing that. He still showed up like that? Okay.
Let me tell you, here's the thing, right? You said people can see. Now, for Corey, that he cannot see, and he can hear when people are wearing slippers. He'll be like, man, is somebody over there wearing slippers? So
they put True Me into the Cupid shuffle. Like, whatever.
Exactly. Hey, coffee talking twerk. he meant to say 401, because he said, I also asked about retirement and 401k options.
Man, this is so rich, because your audience they're pulling out all the stops, right? We need to continue this conversation, because I'm telling you, somebody is going to get hired, and it's going to start on this show. And you guys are going to be the catalyst for that. Let me tell you something. Your audience they're hungry. And I can hear it in there. I need to know, why are the resumes changing, right? And I know, because I keep up with it, right? I would love I'm salivating because I want to talk about it, but I know we have to stay on topic today.
No, we get it.
Definitely.
I was going to say, go ahead. Did you want to finish your sentence?
But yeah, I just want to say this: the resume, everything that happens in the resume really is indicative of who you are. But I understand where you're coming from, that it changes, because a lot of times people say just, you know, they want the resume to be quantified and qualified. But I will tell you this: the resume doesn't change in one way, and that is the format and structure never changes. The information that hiring managers are looking for sometimes fluctuates, but even that's manageable, because eventually, if you don't see it the first time, that there's an obvious change, right? Sometimes you have to go out and do some research, and even maybe hear from hiring managers who are currently in the field. And so it's always good to have a friend somewhere that
Right.
they're doing it, they're in the field, they're hiring folks, they see the change, someone who can give you some pointers so that you can also not only do it for yourself, but tell others as well, right? Because it takes a village. You don't ever get anywhere by yourself. That's the whole thing. Stop trying to get a job all on your own, because let me tell you something, stuff changes often out here, and you need to know specifically what you need to do to get that information on your resume so that people can see that you have the skills that they're looking for.
And we're definitely going to bring you back, and we get to have that's a whole different topic, like I said, resume, because today we're focusing on interviews. But while we're doing this, we got hashtag the home team in from our home team that's here so far. So we're going to do the first place pony drawing.
So wait a minute. Before we do this first place pony drawing, guys, we know that we tend to have a rigged situation where somehow people win. I don't know what happens. It's not rigged. It's random. So all you have to do is do what you've already done. Put in hashtag the home team, right? So hopefully you've already done that. And then after you've done that, what else do they do, Corey? Wait around, and we're going to say, and then we will click the button, and then a random selection will happen. Okay, that's it. That's all we can say, because I don't know what else to tell you.
I'm going to do the horse race announcement as I normally do, Vanille. And then what you're going to actually do is when I say bring, when I make that gate sound bring, you're going to say get hired. Okay.
That's right.
So hold on a second, Corey. Let me pull up the tool, because we did have G. Albert saying dress for success, listen, be observant, speak with knowledge and confidence. Of course, Coffee Talk and Tech is adding things in there. OG Patrice is in here today, Corey.
It's the pack of Patrice.
Yes. Professor Black Ops, Cybersecurity for the People, says dress for the job you want to have in the corporation. And the reason why
I want to be a stripper.
Well, that's where you dress for the job. So here's the thing. Food by Faith, earlier, she was saying that she was congratulated one time for going to a part-time position and interview dressed like she wanted the manager position. The interviewer was amazed, and she told Faith how others before her had come dressed. Okay. So, I think that's a really good thing to mention, because people, they'll think like, oh, okay, I'm here, I'm looking good, but all of a sudden, the lady was talking to her as if she was an employee, telling her everybody before you came looking like a dog. They aren't doing their thing. So, hey, all I can say is whenever I find this giveaway tool, Corey, because I'm on a whole nother computer, we can do the giveaway.
All right, guys. Definitely quiz the tech guru in the household. So
I'm here.
Managing.
Yes, I'm not choosing certain people at all. I'm just, putting in.
Well, the more you deny, the more guilty you become.
I know, but you know what? I have not given anybody any kudos yet. So let's just do this. Let's just share the screen, and you are going to say what to them, Corey? No. You're going to say what, and then he says what?
I already said it. I'm going to say bring, and then he's going to say get hired.
Oh, okay. So he knows his part. He's going to say get hired. All right, guys. Here we go with the first place pony for Hold on a second, Corey. This is not for first place, because I forgot to mention that the first person that I saw in here was, it kind of changes for us, because sometimes on YouTube it'll say one thing, but I did see Marlon the Thespian King. He was watching from Facebook, and for some reason, his comment was first in here today. So That's all I can say. He said Grand Rising fam. So I don't know if it's because I switched over to this computer because he was not first. I don't know who's first now. Guys, we're going to see.
This is going to settle it with the first place pony.
We're going to settle it this way. This is an interesting day.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm laughing at she's over the top WME talking about it's so sad people don't know how to dress for an interview. All right. Oh, Marlon is in the house. Let's go. Oh, thank you, Gail, at night. But don't say that because Lord, she's talking about send a super chat and increase your chance to win. Hurry up, Corey.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life Live First Place Pony Derby. All the jockeys are mounted and in position behind the gates. Bring!
Get her!
And they're off.
All right, Coach Remy, she stole my thunder. Getting food by faith. G Mama Grows before the billions. Escape Business Podcast. OG Patrice. Let's see who else is here over the top. WB and Dale Homestead. Cheryl Love TV.
Hey, Cheryl Love finally got in there. Hey, Cheryl Love always says, "I never win." Today she wins.
Yes, look at Coffee Talking Twerk. He was trying to win. Somebody let those ponies loose. I'm sorry, Coach Remy Fitness. You are our favorite coach. He's been biking. He's been running on his channel, still getting us fit, but you did not win today. I'm sorry. You know what? Everybody's congratulating. Go ahead, Corey.
She's a champion, our friend.
Look at Melissa Jameson. It's rigged.
Yes, it was British accent. It is rigged.
That's Melissa Jameson. She's right here in Virginia.
Oh, you said Melissa Jane. I can see Melissa Jane.
No, because you know what? Jameson and Jane. They do have a similar name.
Jameson. Okay, gotcha.
Before the billions, G Mama Grows. Everybody's congratulating and all of that stuff. So GT Jr. is even
GT Jr.
Yes, GT Jr.
You don't answer your emails, Jr.
No, I thought he did.
I didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
No pun intended.
You laughing at your own joke. All right, Vernell, we're going to put you in the back so that we can bring you back in to give you an official welcome or introduction. However, G. Albert is saying, oh, and the biggest jewel, ask the hiring manager if they know Uncle G. Albert.
Uh-oh, there you go.
So he's the man, right?
Yeah.
Now, would you say that
some kind of mafia right there?
Well, yeah. Would you say it is good advice, though, to mention if you know somebody at this company or not?
Is it? Say it again. I'm sorry.
Is it okay to mention that you know someone at the company or not?
During an interview?
Yes.
I would say it's probably tacky.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we won't.
Especially if you don't know how everybody likes that person.
Exactly.
That person on that interview panel, you can have like enemies sitting there waiting on it.
Because the idea of the interview is you want to get in on your own merits, right? You don't want to come to the table like, I know so and so hook me up, right? No, that's not how that works. So I think it's completely tacky.
Got it. Okay, we'll do this. Make sure you please congratulate our winner so that way we can put you into the green room. Congratulate Share with Love TV on her first place pony win, and we'll bring you back for your official intro.
Well, congratulations, Cheryl with Love TV. I hope you enjoy the win, and I hope that it brings everything to you, all the joy, all the happiness, all the things that go with it. And I'm going back to the green room.
All right. Thank you so much. See you soon. Okay.
See you soon.
Guys, remember this broadcast is powered by StreamYard and member support by viewers like you. Don't forget, be part of the Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life home team.
I do have
rushing the button.
Yes, and I do have that scrolling at the bottom of the screen, Corey. So you guys know you can head on over there. But we have got to get into the official intro. Guys, this is a 1-hour episode. We only have about 20 minutes left. So whether you're out there playing with bunnies like Black's Tropical, because she's so quiet because how you gonna play with your food?
No.
Y'all know those are meat bunnies that she's raising. So head over to her channel and see the progress. But anyways, okay. You know what? Too, Corey, here's the other thing. K Business Podcast said never mention anyone at the job. That person might be toxic.
Right. Just like I was saying.
Yeah, Coffee Talking Twerk or Coffee Talking Tech. He was live last night too. If you know someone, that's how you get the interview. Right. Oh, so you've already got the interview. Don't mention them again. Thank you for that.
And oftentimes you can put them in your put them as a reference on your application or your resume that's fine, but not to
Right.
mention them into the in the interview, like you said,
Gail
it's
at night.
tacky and dangerous.
Yeah, Gail at night. You know, she has her channel. She says, I think it's low key name dropping and clout chasing when it could do you a disservice. You may be interviewing to take that person's place. I hadn't thought about that. So this is all good information so that when we bring in our guest, Corey can finish up. You guys keep the questions coming. He is a hiring manager. He is up there at the top level. And so definitely this is why we have Mr. B, the corporate negotiator, with us today, dropping jewels. Go ahead, Corey, give him an introduction.
All right, guys. Today's special guest is a corporate negotiator who has been able to seal the deal on many different levels. This guy has negotiated more terms than Denzel. I think it was Denzel Washington in the Hostage. And he's been able to negotiate more terms than any of the secretaries of defense that's ever lived in this nation's history. He's been able to negotiate some of the most difficult terms with some of the most difficult people in the world because you know why? He is a military man, he is a corporate executive, and first and foremost, he is a husband. So he knows about negotiating with difficult folks.
You know what? Why are you gonna look over here?
It's time for today's featured guest. He's the Hercules and the Hulk of getting hired. He is the Black Panther of getting paid for being professional. He is none other than today's featured guest, the Falcon of financial freedom. He is none other than Mr. B, the corporate negotiator.
Hey, welcome back.
Hey. Thank you for that awesome introduction. Speaking of hard to negotiate situations, yes, I got my start negotiating with my wife. So let me tell you something. If you can get through that, you can get through anything.
You know, I do want to say this because, of course, David Hunt is usually here to say rig, but he stepped away, he missed it, and so he came back and put in rig for good measure. Just wanted you to know, Corey. And so Pure Pondering says if you mention a certain person that works there, it might be the person that's gone from company to company and been toxic. So I know we're talking a lot about, okay, how do we get hired here? What do we do? What's going on? And you have some interview strategies that you can share with us. I'm going to pull up this S.T.A.R method.
Everybody, so
wait, he's not going to say, what are you going to say? Everybody do what?
No, I was going to say, everybody, when we talk about having an interview, you don't want to just have a basic whole humming. You want to have a S.T.A.R interview.
Oh.
And Mr. B is about to drop some knowledge on us about how we can give those S.T.A.R interview responses so that we can increase our chances of success. We dress for success. You come in, you got your suit on, and you got your business attire, whatever you ladies wear for business attire. You show up, you sit down, and now it's time to start the talk. What do they say, Mr. B?
Well, first of all, when you're going into the interview, the purpose of the interview is to wow the interviewer. You want them to walk away and think about nothing else but you. That is literally the entire interview. I want to put an interview in where all they think about, they can't think about no one else, nothing else, but how well you presented yourself in that interview. Mm-hmm. And you want them to have that feeling that what they witnessed was something great. So the very first thing that needs to happen is when you go into this interview, you need to go into this interview with the understanding of I'm going to wow these people, and this is my interview to either pass or fail. We don't want to fail. We want to pass. So the very first thing you need to do is keep it simple, short, and sweet. You want to go in and you want to have your talking points already ready. So what that means is you're going to have to, before you go into the interview, you're going to have to sit down and play devil's advocate and research some questions that could potentially be asked of you, not only from your industry perspective, but from behavioral perspectives as well. Because a lot of the questions nowadays in interviews have to do with behavior. How are you going to handle the situation? And as such, when you answer the questions, you have to answer them in the STAR method. And the STAR method is simply this: situation, give us the situation. What was the task? That's the T. What actions did you take? That's the A. And what were the results? That's the R. Keep it short and simple. If you have a 30-minute interview, you have 20 minutes to answer all of your questions, which means you don't have a whole lot of time for side chat, right? You don't want to do that. You want to go in, you want to give them only the information that's needed, and then get out of there. Because the longer you wait around and the longer you linger, the more opportunity for them to either you don't know what they have to do, right? They may not even want to do the interview, but you give them something to remember you by. A, they didn't keep me long. They kept their answers short, sweet, and to the point, and they answered the question. So you have to have a method. The method is the STAR method, right?
So wait a second, because David Hunt he's been listing them all out for the STAR method. Now I'm going to just put it up on the screen. There's a simple infographic, and you can Google this and it'll show up right there, right? The STAR method, like you said, situation, task, action, and result. Those 4 things will get you where you need to be.
So Vanilla, I'm gonna give you a sample interview question, and I want you to answer it in the STAR method. So here we go.
So wait a minute. You said this is a sample interview question because, Pure Ponderance said there was one person in town that had gone from working for them to working for the hospital, transferred through different departments at the hospital, then to 2 other medical practices in town in 2 years. I don't know if their interview skills were up and they could just get a job wherever, but I don't know what that means. That's not good, I don't think. But Marlon, he's saying body language and pre-interview mindset is key also. So I'll be watching for body language when you ask this question. I'll see if Vanell sits up and, gives eye contact and all of those kinds of things. Let's go, Corey.
So Vanell, you've been working in corporate negotiating and you've been in the military. Tell us about a time when you had negotiated a very difficult contract, a difficult situation, and how did you manage to navigate that and to come out with the results you wanted? What were the results?
That's a long question. Wait, what?
The question was,
because you asked like 3 questions.
Yeah, tell us about a time in your professional career when you had to negotiate a very difficult contract or situation with a person, and what were the results?
All right, so think about, I'm going to leave this up to help you. You may, look, he's an expert. Go ahead, Vanell, give us an answer. I mean, the corporate negotiator, give us an answer.
Absolutely. Now, before I give you the answer, I want to say, this is a teachable moment.
Okay.
So I'm going to answer the question, but I want to walk through this so that people are comfortable with this and they'll start to apply it. So the very first thing is that you answer the question. Now, if you're in an interview, right, it's okay for you to write the question down if you need to, right? Take some pen and a paper, write the question down, or write down the highlights. You don't even have to write the question, just the highlights, maybe a highlighted word or something that you heard in the question, write it. Okay. And then the second thing is don't answer right away. Give it like a 2-second pause. You want to have a pause because you want them to think that I'm pondering the thing that you're asking me. Right. And be confident. You don't have to be confident and pause for a second, pause for effect. And then answer the question because you want them to know that, I'm just not going to blurt this thing out. I'm going to think about it. Right. It does something for the interviewer to know that you're thinking about the question that they're asking you. Okay. The situation. So I would give this situation is that a lot of times, a lot of the negotiation, a lot of the suppliers that I work with are very difficult to work with. And so it's kind of hard to come to terms sometimes. I had a contract that I was working on that was, we had three different target points that we were trying to go for. We already knew going in that they will be difficult to achieve. For example, you know how hard it is to get payment terms. You know how hard it is to negotiate, T for C, which is termination for convenience. You also know how difficult it is to negotiate, for example, warranty, limitation of liability, those type of things. So we knew we were going into this thing with our backs against the wall, but we also knew that we were able to go in and with our talking points to say, we need these things, but we also know that you need these other things. And what the other things were they needed, they needed to be a partner, right? They wanted to be able to display our logo saying that we are partnered with XYZ company. And because of that, we were able to come in and say, listen, we know what you want. You know what we want. Let's work together to see if we can't come together. You get what you want. I get what I want. And, it went back and forth through their legal. It was at least 6 months of back and forth with the legal to try to see how we can marry the two. But we were able to get not only all of the things that we were asking for, but we were also able to get the discounts that we're able to working with. So the action was, what was the action? So I described this. I described the situation. I described the task. My task was to get all of these things. Now, what was my action? My action was I was able to go in and present to them by way of, analysis, how what we're asking for will create a win-win situation. And as a result, we were able to get all of the things that we were asking for. They were able to get our logo. They were able to address some privacy issues as well. And they were able to see how over year they were going to increase their revenue because of the things that we were addressing. And so we created a win-win situation there. It was a difficult situation because it took 6 months. It normally, only takes 6 weeks, but because of
6 months, you are the corporate negotiator. Okay.
I
and got everything that you wanted.
I got everything that I wanted. Normally it takes
the results. Okay.
Normally it takes a year.
Hey, girl.
It depends on the dollar amount and stuff like that, but normally our procurements take a year. But here's the thing: when you're negotiating and when you're keeping everything within a time frame, and you're doing this every day, you're calling and you're pushing everything forward every day, you can get it done in record time. And that's what happened. We took a difficult situation and we got it done in record time, and we got everything that we asked for, and that we were able to get everything that they asked for, and it became a win-win situation for the both of us. Not only lucrative for our company, but lucrative for theirs as well.
So basically, when you're doing an interview, you have to be a good storyteller. You tell the situation, you tell the job, the task you're doing, the actions that you took, and then you always want to come up with some winning results. That's how you show your confidence. But it goes beyond. Once you get past the interview, you wow them with the STAR method of answering your interview questions. Then it comes time to seal the deal. Now, this is not the time to ask about the salary or the benefits package. This is the time to seal the deal.
Now, Corey, we only have 5 minutes left in the show, so that means that before he talks about sealing the deal, we do have to say hello to Sophia Sharif. I know she's going to have to re-listen because she forgot to bring her earbuds. But we also have to have everybody put in the final hashtag, right? Because, of course, we also have Urban Girl Gardening and Lifestyle we said hello to. So while they are putting in their final hashtag, we're going to listen to you guys wrap it up with Seal the Deal. Right. Now, if you're just joining us or you're wondering what today was about, there were so many gems dropped today, not just from the audience, but we've been discussing how to dress for success, body language, the STAR method. You guys can look it up online. He just went through the whole technique, as well as right now, he's about to give us the final tip for success of sealing the deal. Oh, we did talk about getting the job from knowing someone, but not mentioning that person in the interview. That's another way to get hired.
So from your audience perspective, what are your hangups when you're in an interview? What happens in your interview? How have you failed in an interview? Or does what I'm telling you make sense? I need to know. Could you please put that in the comment? Because if this is helping you, we need to know that this is definitely helping you so that you can be more confident when you go in for that next job interview.
So while they're putting that in, we need them to put in hashtag get hired. All right. So that's the final hashtag. So that for this giveaway, this final giveaway, put in hashtag get hired.
So while we're doing
and they're putting it into the chat any hangups they may have. Go ahead, Corey.
So while we're talking about hashtag get hired and typing the hangups, how do you seal the deal? How do you close an interview? Once you've answered all the questions, how do you close the interview before you walk out?
Well, one thing you mentioned, Corey, was do not, and I repeat, do not talk about wages. Mm-hmm. That's a whole nother conversation, and you have an opportunity to talk about that. And I'm pretty sure that we'll have an opportunity to discuss this later on, but do not discuss wages. The object of closing is to leave them wowed, okay? Because you've been wowing them the whole interview, but now you're gonna really wow them, because guess what? You're gonna ask questions, because they're gonna say, do you have any questions for us? Look, we've been talking for the last 30 minutes. It's been all about us, trying to get to know you. What do you want to know about us so that you can get to know us, right? And what they're looking for is thoughtful questions that you really thought about, that are relevant to the position that you're going for, right? And that leaves them going, man, that was a good question. Like, mm-hmm. They are really interested in this position. And those are the questions that you want. For example, one of the questions that I've when I was in the interview that I asked is, what were the issues with the last few people that you hired? Because I don't want to repeat any frustrations that you've ever had.
That's a great question.
That is a really good question, because sometimes
here's the thing. K Business Podcast is saying, let them send an offer letter, then negotiate. Because
absolutely,
100%,
right on hit the nail on the head. Once you get the offer letter, now it's time to negotiate wages. Yes.
Also K Business is saying, he's saying the same thing that you just said. I asked if the company has any issues that I can solve. And Food by Faith is saying, so as an entrepreneur, we also are interviewing every time we meet someone to get their business. The hang up for me is making sure I have not said too much and that I'm meeting their needs, which is great. I noticed that's one thing that you asked before you answered the question. You said, what needs do you all have? So exactly. That's a good point. She says she always asks open-ended questions. She asks what's the hardest part of the job also.
Absolutely. I mean, what you want to do is first of all, you have to research the company. That is you have to know what you're getting yourself into. Research the company. And based on your research, you can find out pretty much where they're having the issues, right? And you can say, I noticed in the news X, Y, and Z. How can I bring my skills to the table to enhance your team? Because what problems are you experiencing on the team that I can bring my skill set to enhance the team and to bring the team to where you need the team to be?
This is great. You know what? This is great. So let's do this. Let's get into the final giveaway, because David Hunt has spoken. He says type hashtag get hired to get put in for the second giveaway, which is not supposed to be rigged in any way either.
And the winner of today's second drawing will actually get to make a decision for us for Friday's broadcast, where we're going to see.
We're talking about on Friday the 3 C's of live streaming. So of successful live streaming. Y'all have seen it today. No matter what, we plan on having a successful stream. Corey and I happen to be performers, educators, entertainers, presenters. So we're like, okay, we've had quite a few years doing this together, so we can handle most situations when it comes to any presentation, regardless of the hurdle, as you've seen today. So whoever wins
gets to decide whether, for our 5-minute story on Friday, I tell a humorous personal story about me or as a growing up or anything, or me as a parent. Or you get to decide whether I tell a folk tale from any part of the world. I don't get to decide the part of the world. You just get to decide whether I tell a folk tale or fairy tale.
Yes. All right, so let's get into it.
Last thing.
Sure.
And the last point, send a thank you letter.
Ah.
Whether you think you're going to get the job or not, always, always, always put an explanation point and period on your interview with a thank you letter.
Not a thank you email, but a thank you letter.
Correct. Thank you letter or thank you email. Depends on it depends, right? You can either send an email, but a letter is so much better.
Nice. I love it. You know, peer pondering is still giving value. She says, know your strengths. Are you teachable? Do you enjoy challenges? And do you thrive on routine? So this has just been amazing. We do appreciate you being here as our guest, Mr. Corporate Negotiator. So let's do this. Let's bring in the screen so that Corey, you're going to say something and he's going to say something. What are you going to say? What's he going to say?
I'm going to say 3, 2, and the 1. And since K Business has been putting a lot of comments, they put Baltimore. No, I'm not going to do that.
You got to talk about the man
city. Nah, I'm going to say 3, 2, and 1. And you're going to say get hired again. I like that one. Get hired.
All right. This is good because Coach Remy is saying wonderful tips, sending a thank you letter. He's an entrepreneur himself. And Lucky Marie, she talks about trading, stocks, credit, all of those things on her channel. She was talking about support and resistance earlier, and she's just sending all of the green leaf clover saying, good luck, everybody. Hey, Gary Jones Jr., he has it in there. Hashtag get hired. Wait, Kay, you don't want us to start yet? Hurry up and put your get hired in there. He says, don't start.
He said, don't start by talking about Baltimore.
I know what he's saying. He just dropped a video today also about people starting a business from a mobile business. Now it was a delivery business. Now it's a brick and mortar business. So let's go for it, Corey. Let's do it.
Ready?
Yes.
3, 2, and 1.
Get hired.
All right, GT Junior Grows in Alaska. G Mama Grows. I should say her name. Sophia Sharif, Food by Faith, K Business Podcast, Andy Homestead, Getty Radio Show, David Hunt, G Mama Grows.
G Mama Grows.
Yes.
So you get to decide whether I tell a humorous personal story or a folktale / fairy tale on Friday's broadcast with a 5-minute story. G Mama, type in the chat.
Let us know what you want on Friday because it's going to be me and Corey giving you guys some good stuff. Gary Jones Jr. is saying congratulations. GT Jr. Grows it. Congratulations. Now, here's the thing, the corporate negotiator. You just got us to the end of our show where we're going to head into our plant-based treat. That means before you go, you have to answer this question. While everybody's congratulating G Mama Grows for winning, and we're waiting on her comment to tell us which story she wants to hear, you have to let us know.
How many fruits, vegetables, or whole grains have you eaten today?
0.
Oh, that's right. It's only like 9 something where you are, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you just got up. So yeah. Well, that means the real talk needs to get up. Go and say, I want my breakfast. Then say, right now, do it.
So here's the thing. When you do eat your breakfast, if you're having bacon and eggs, make sure you get some salsa on the side. Something good. I like salsa with
make it an omelet. Put some spinach and salsa in there. Southwest omelet. Since you're in the Southwest, make a Southwest omelet.
There it is.
That's true. You are in the Southwest. So G Mama Grows has spoken. She says, I want to hear your fairy tale. Thanks, y'all.
All right. Got you.
Yes, you're welcome. Because
I'll give you that right now. Laquita Marie is such a kind and good woman, wonderful woman. She does whatever I ask her to do when I ask her to do it. And she doesn't talk a lot either. She doesn't fuss. That's fairy tale, right?
Anyways, Pure Pondering, thank you for participating. She says she hasn't eaten any yet, but she does have a pot of chicken with potatoes, onions, and carrots going in the roaster in the break room.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about, cooking food at work. That way when you go home, everything's hot and ready, and you can just set it on the table. So Bernard is congratulating everybody. And G Mama Grows, please don't ever agree with David Hunt. I think you're talking about sugar in the grits. Mr. B, do you like your grits with salt or with sugar?
Butter, salt, and pepper.
Okay.
All right, savory. There you go.
Yes, because they want to say red, but only a little bit because you like sugar in your grits. We don't like sugar in our grits.
He's talking about G Mama.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, she does. Okay. All right. Well, this has been an amazing episode today. So that means we have to say goodbye for now.
And we're going to put you back in the virtual green room, and we'll talk to you as soon as this broadcast is over. Okay, Mr. B?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bernard S. hasn't had anything yet, Corey, but he
Bernard
is
telling
doing
this guy,
intermittent fasting.
Bernard telling this guy, say, get in that kitchen.
You know what?
And she talked back, do what I do to Kuda. Shut up.
Y'all know what? This green, let me tell y'all something. When we play this particular video, what's going to happen is y'all won't be able to see or hear us. And that's all I'll say. So let's get into our plant-based treat for today. I did make potatoes this morning. And so Corey asked, he said, hey, why don't you do the twice baked potatoes? Because, you know, of course, everybody loves potatoes. I know that Black Tropical does. She's out there playing with the bunnies. And somebody told her, I think it was Ann Dale, or it might have been Pure Pondering, if you keep playing with your bunnies that you plan on raising for meat, they'll end up being breeding bunnies instead of freezer bunnies. That's what she said. Have you ever heard that?
No. I'm basically saying it's going to be hard for you to actually, make meat out of them. You're going to just
you'll want to keep them for pets.
More pets than they will be. You won't look at them as food. You look at them as pets.
Oh, okay, got it. I didn't know if she meant they'll just.
Y'all must not know about Black Tropical. That's all I gotta say.
I know, right? Look, Black Tropical will play with that bunny, and next thing you know, that joke will be on in the bowl.
Sauce and pepper.
Yes, it'll be rabbit stew next time you look. Okay, so getting you guys to eat more fruits and vegetables, not to take away anything, but simply to add fruits and vegetables to whatever you're having. So today's plant-based treat is for you. It's what is it, Corey?
Twice-baked potato.
A twice-baked potato. For those of you that love potatoes, for those of you that love vegetables, this is for you. Lord, I lost the thing, Corey. Where is it? I just saw the potatoes, guys. Now they disappeared. Well, you might get mashed potatoes. Should I give a mashed potato?
Sure, give a mashed potato. Some with potatoes in it.
Oh my goodness. Today has been an interesting day, but this is what you do. You make sure that your audience gets something good. So I'm going to close my eyes and just touch a button.
Creamy stuffed potatoes. Bake the potatoes 450 degrees for 45 minutes.
We're making twice baked potatoes. I've chopped up a little bit of cabbage here. When cabbage is steamed, it lowers your cholesterol better. When it's fermented, you get a boost of probiotics. Also has a sulfur compound, powerful in fighting cancer.
Chop 3 carrots.
Carrots are full of carotenoids, which lower your risk of prostate, colon, and lung cancer. They're also high in fiber to lower your blood pressure and cholesterol.
Chop 4 garlic cloves.
Garlic can reduce the development of osteoarthritis and lowers blood pressure, regulates diabetes, and reduce the hardening of the arteries. A little bit of water. All right, we're going to get some salt in there. We're going to add in some parsley. Parsley is full of vitamin K, which helps your body process calcium, which is great for your bones. Also flavonoids, which lower the risk of cancer, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and hardened arteries. Also going to add a little bit of our spicy umami blend. There's another Cooking with Green Spice, Pink Himalayan Creole. This is a favorite. I'm just going to add this tofu here. I chopped it, I marinated it in a vinaigrette that I made. Tofu is an excellent source of protein, and the American Cancer Society says that soy foods may lower the risk of cancer. Better than bouillon, just like a big teaspoonful. Add some paprika. Paprika is full of vitamin A, capsaicin, carotenoid antioxidants, which all help prevent inflammation, improve cholesterol, eye health, and blood sugar levels. Now slice your potatoes in half.
Scoop out the middle, add to the pan.
Add just some coconut milk, yogurt.
Restuff the potatoes with all the goodness. Top with dairy-free cheese.
They were moist and delicious, and I ate about 4. And the cheese on top was nice.
Yes. G Mama Girls is in there saying, I really need to try some tofu.
Yes.
You know, I made some more this morning, actually. I'm making the lasagna. And so I like to air fry it a little bit. And then it gets a chickeny taste or texture, I should say, because I do season it. Oil, Badia Complete Seasoning, or the adobo, or just chili powder, salt, Himalayan salt, table salt, whatever salt you have. Just season it like you would season anything else. Yep, try it out. But this, I did put tofu in these potatoes, right? I wasn't watching the menu because something else was happening backstage. But don't worry, Corey was safe, y'all.
Yes, I was safe. I was safe. I just put it down. I said you gonna settle down real quick.
Corey, end the show because we're overtime. It's an hour and 10 minutes, and this is a 1 hour show.
Definitely, guys. Thank you for joining us on this episode of The Blind Guy.
His wife.
Their Life Live. Join us tomorrow because we have a special guest, a fantastic guest. Is Farmer Tasha has a garden. Ocean grows. She'll be coming in talking about cash flow, coaching, and different ways that you can take your profit from your gardening or any business that you're in. She's going to tell you all about that tomorrow.
Speaking of gardening, and Dale said it would be hard to harvest a pet. Playing with those bunnies.
Yeah, not really. Think about some gravy and some potatoes and some biscuits going alongside of it. You
I don't know.
Real quick.
Well, Real Talk with Ntabi loves the plant-based menu. Yeah, try it out for January. I know some people do veganuary.
That don't sound right.
I know, but that's what they call it. Where people go vegan for January. So I don't know. I'm plant-based. I'm not vegan.
So
that's my story.
So join us tomorrow when Tasha Ocean Grows comes in and she's showing how to cash flow her crops and how just to run a business, because she's got a lot of great business techniques and practices that she's going to share as well.
And thank you, Bernard S. He says, yummy.
All right. And we want to say goodbye to you by saying thank you very much for joining us on this episode of The Blind Guy.
His wife.
Their Life Live. To say goodbye, we're going to say this in honor of Vanell, Mr. B, the corporate negotiator. What's wrong?
Because this already sounds crazy. What you about to dog out his team?
It's going to be like, instead of saying fly Seahawks fly, we say die Seahawks die.
No, we are not. Deuces.